After suffering a series of attacks this summer, Germany has been in fear of further violence. Those fears were realized Monday following the Christmas market attack. Anis Amri, the 24-year-old rejected asylum seeker from Tunisia, became the most wanted man in Europe. And as details of the investigation emerged, it became clear that Amri was not the undetected radical migrant Germany expected, but was well known by police and had been identified as a potential terrorist. Professor Anthony Gless of Buckingham University in England joins me now via Skype from Oxford. Professor, thanks for being with us.
Pleasure.
Germany has had over 1 million refugees come into the country, many more over the last several years. Out of those, there have only been 3 who've committed attacks. How then do authorities begin to search for what some would say is the needle in a haystack?
Well, there are various ways in which the authorities can keep the German people safe. 1.2 million people taken in since the summer of 2015 by Chancellor Angela Merkel has certainly been an enormous amount. And many people, I would be one of them, would say far too many, far too quickly. The vast majority of these people, of course, weren't even refugees from Syria or Iraq. They were economic migrants from sub-Saharan Africa or from near Asia. But yes, there are things that can be done, specific things the police could do, CCTV, bollards. That would have protected the folk going about their peaceful business at the Christmas market in Berlin 2 nights ago. On the other hand, there are more significant things that need to be done if Germans are to be kept safe.
What is the German attitude towards surveillance, and why is it so, you think?
They hate it. They hate it for historical reasons. The Third Reich, Hitler's Third Reich, was a country where everybody spied on everybody else, and the Nazi Party, 6 million members, they were all spies for the regime. Then you have East Germany, and don't forget, please, Chancellor Angela Merkel grew up in communist East Germany and experienced at first hand what the Stasi did and the way they controlled people. You've also got the fact that the 60s generation, the flower children, if you like, of the 60s and 70s, are now the people my age in power in the Federal Republic. They take a kind of hippie attitude towards security. Germans want the world to be the way they would like it to be. They're very reluctant to face up to the fact that the world is very different from that. They need to be more muscular in defense of their democracy. Won't do as Frau Merkel. You know, she's a great woman, very, very humane and kind to let all these people in. But it won't do in today's world. If you want to defend liberty, you've got to have security. You can have security without liberty, like they had in Nazi Germany or communist Germany. You can have security without liberty, but you cannot have liberty without security.
Professor, let me ask you, I know you have your thoughts on this particular suspect, Anis Amri, but in the case of Anis Amri, his asylum request was actually rejected. Germany did see him as a threat. He had not been deported yet. What do you think could have been done differently, should have been done differently to keep better track of him?
Well, he should have been detained. This man was in Germany illegal with false papers. He had a criminal record. And the real irony for many people in Britain is that somebody who has no papers could travel from Italy to Germany and God knows where else. But when it came to deporting him, because he had no papers, he couldn't be sent back to Tunisia. You know, he said he was an Egyptian, he said he was a Tunisian, nobody knew what he was. This is unacceptable. It's not wrong, it's not wicked for Democrats to want to have secure borders. And that's a lesson that Frau Merkel has failed to understand. And if it was this guy, or if it was another guy who exploited her open doors and open windows policy and turned into a killer of people enjoying at Christian Market in the center of West Berlin, an obvious target, then I think her days as German Chancellor have to be numbered, and rightly so. However humane she was, very decent person, I accept that, but the wrong call for the most powerful economy in Europe, possibly in the world.
All right, Professor Anthony Gless, thank you so much for your time, sir.